What really happened 10 minutes ago when Jungkook appeared at the VIP premiere holding a doll that looked like Eunwoo? Why did ARMY suddenly feel something was different about him tonight? Could this be a message? Or a silent cry for help? Stay until the end and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe because what unfolds here might change the way you see Jungkook forever. What really happened tonight? Why did Jungkook, BTS's golden magne, appear at a VIP premiere holding something no one expected? A doll resembling Eunwoo. And more importantly, why did every camera that captured him seem to pick up something different? A faint change in his eyes, his aura, his silence? It's been only 10 minutes since his sudden appearance, and the internet has already erupted into a storm of confusion, emotion, and disbelief. Fans who were lucky enough to attend the VIP premiere couldn't believe what they were seeing. Jungkook arrived quietly, dressed in sleek black, his face partially hidden under a cap. But when he stepped onto the carpet, holding a small, soft doll that unmistakably resembled Eunwoo, gasps spread through the crowd. ARMY froze, cameras clicked in bursts, and whispers filled the room. Was this a coincidence? Or was Jungkook trying to tell the world something? Is that Eunwoo's doll? One fan whispered in disbelief as Jungkook passed. Another murmured, "Why does he look so different tonight? His energy feels strange." Indeed, it wasn't just about the doll. There was something in Jungkook's eyes, an emptiness, a subtle tremor in his smile, that left everyone unsettled. For months, fans have noticed small, almost invisible changes in Jungkook's behavior. His social media silence, his withdrawn energy, the way he avoids the camera flashes he once owned so naturally. But tonight, those changes weren't invisible anymore. Under the dazzling lights of the premiere, they were impossible to ignore. When Jungkook paused briefly for the photographers, the doll in his hands became the center of attention. It wasn't just an accessory. Its tiny shirt, eerily similar to one Eunwoo once wore during a fan meeting, sent ARMY spiraling into theories. Could it be a tribute? A sign of friendship? Or something deeper? One comment read as hashtags like #JungkookDoll and #Eunwoo premiere moment began trending within minutes. But the most shocking detail wasn't the doll, it was Jungkook's expression. Some fans described it as nostalgic, others as hauntingly sad. His smile didn't reach his eyes. His body language, usually confident and composed, seemed tense, fragile. He looked like he was carrying something heavy emotionally, one fan shared online. Inside the theater, witnesses claimed Jungkook stayed mostly silent. He interacted politely, bowed to the press, but there was an air of distance, as if he was there, yet somewhere else entirely. Even when greeted warmly by others, including celebrities and directors, his responses were brief, almost hesitant. The only constant throughout the night was that doll in his hand, which he never once put down. Why that doll? Why now? Why at this premiere? Questions flooded social media within seconds. Some fans speculated it was a token of comfort, a symbol of friendship between him and Eunwoo, who has also been out of the public eye recently. Others believed it might be a silent gesture about something deeper, something only Jungkook and Eunwoo understand. But perhaps what unsettled ARMY the most wasn't the doll itself. It was how Jungkook looked at it. As he sat in the audience, cameras caught moments where his gaze lingered on the doll with a faint, wistful expression. For a second, it felt like the world slowed down around him, and all that remained was him and that small figure. Was it love? Was it loss? Or was it a reflection of something he could no longer express in words? By the time the premiere ended, videos of Jungkook's arrival had gone viral. Fans from all over the world began dissecting every frame, every blink, every subtle movement. Some swore they saw his eyes glisten under the light, as if he was fighting back tears. Others argued it was just exhaustion. But deep down, everyone could feel it. Something about Jungkook tonight wasn't the same. Did you see how tight he held that doll? One ARMY tweeted, like it meant more than anyone realizes. Another replied, he looked like he was saying goodbye to something, or someone. And maybe that's why this moment hit so hard. Because for years, Jungkook has always been the symbol of strength, joy, and perfection. But tonight he looked human, fragile, real, and heartbreakingly distant. The world saw not the idol, but the man behind the fame, carrying something only he could understand. 10 minutes. That's all it took for the internet to break. 10 minutes that left millions of hearts shaken. And as fans replay the footage over and over again, one question continues to echo louder than ever. What is Jungkook trying to tell us? Could the doll be a metaphor for connection, loss, or comfort? Could it be a memory he's holding onto? A reminder of something precious he can't let go of? Or is it simply Jungkook's quiet rebellion against the expectations the world has forced upon him? No one knows for sure. But one thing is certain, the moment he stepped onto that carpet tonight, Jungkook sent a message without saying a single word. His silence screamed louder than any song he's ever sung. The air around him was heavy, electric, fragile. Even the reporters, usually relentless in their questions, seemed to sense it, choosing instead to stay silent, to just watch. And maybe that's what Jungkook wanted. Not questions. Not theories. Just to be seen. As the lights dimmed and the night drew to a close, Jungkook quietly exited the venue, the doll still in his grasp. Cameras followed him until he disappeared into the dark streets outside. No interviews. No statements. Just that haunting image, a global superstar walking alone, holding something that seemed to carry the weight of his soul. And now, as the world watches those 10 minutes replay endlessly online, everyone is left wondering, was this just an innocent appearance, or the start of something we're not ready to understand? The emotions are raw. The theories are endless. But behind every frame lies a truth that only Jungkook knows. So what do you think, ARMY? Was Jungkook trying to tell us something through that doll? Or was this simply a moment of quiet reflection caught in the chaos of fame? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Share this story with your friends and don't forget to subscribe, because this is only the beginning of a mystery that's unfolding right before our eyes. Something tells us this night will be remembered for a very, very long time. As the night deepened and the crowd began to disperse, the silence left behind felt heavier than the noise that filled the premiere hall. Fans lingered outside, their phones glowing in the dark as clips of Jungkook's every movement looped endlessly across social media. Within just minutes, #Jungkook at the premiere and #Eunwoo were among the top worldwide trends. But more than the excitement, it was the collective confusion, the heartbreak, the worry that held everyone's attention. Something's not right, one ARMY commented on X. He smiled, but it wasn't him. Another post read, "Why did he keep looking at the doll like that? It's like it was more than just a toy." What was meant to be a glamorous evening transformed into something that felt strangely intimate, almost cinematic. The moment Jungkook appeared, the cameras couldn't stop following him, and yet he seemed to exist in a world entirely his own. It wasn't his outfit or the doll that captivated everyone. It was his aura. There was a kind of melancholy in his stillness, a quiet story unfolding behind his eyes, one that words couldn't capture. Inside the venue, witnesses described how Jungkook quietly found his seat and stayed almost completely still during the screening. He didn't speak much, didn't mingle with others, and even when the lights dimmed, he kept the doll on his lap, one hand protectively resting over it. That single gesture said more than any statement could. Rumors began to spiral out of control online. Some fans speculated that Jungkook might be paying tribute to someone he deeply cares about, possibly Eunwoo himself. Others wondered if the doll symbolized something else entirely, a memory, a lost friendship, or even a hidden message about his current emotional state. Whatever it was, it had clearly struck a chord not only with Jungkook, but also with millions who saw that footage. ARMY's emotional response was immediate and overwhelming. "I don't know why, but I cried watching him," one fan wrote. "There's a loneliness in his face I've never seen before." Another commented, "He's holding it like it's the only thing keeping him grounded." As more photos from the event surfaced, the details became even more haunting. In one picture,